Hi everyone, welcome to Family Storytime. I'm Miss Jackie at the Lakeville District Library, and we're going to start off our story time with singing our song about books. If you remember the sign language to it, sign along with me. It's called The More We Read Together. Here we go. The more we read together, 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 the more we read together, the happier we'll be. 'Cause my books are your books and your books are my books. The more we read together, the happier we'll be. Good job. All of the books I have for you today are about barnyard animals. And the first one is called Sheep Dog and Sheep Sheep. This one is by Eric Barclay. He wrote this book as well as illustrated the pictures, and I'm reading it today with permission from HarperCollins. This is Sheep. She loves to dance. She knows all kinds of fancy dances, like the wildflower dance, the mud puddle dance, the get the spider off me dance, and of course the pee-pee dance. Dancing makes her very happy. And when she's happy, she closes her eyes. And when she closes her eyes, she bumps into things, usually trees. But one day, she bumped into something that wasn't a tree. It was a someone, a very hairy someone. "Holy begonia," she said. "Who are you?" "I'm the sheepdog," said the someone replied. "I watch the sheep." "Well, I'm Sheep Sheep. I watch sheep too. Everyone knows I am an expert at watching sheep." "Why, I don't know how you can be much of a sheep watcher with all of that hair in your eyes. But I can fix that for you. Be right back." She skipped off toward the farmhouse. Just then, Sheepdog spotted an eagle overhead. It was looking at sheep like a mouse looks at cheese. Oh no, there's the eagle, and there's sheep. The eagle dived. Oh, and there's the dog with a net. But Sheepdog told him to vamoose. And there he goes. Sheep found Sheepdog waiting for her outside the farmhouse, and she tied his hair into a pretty bow. "Now you'll be able to see the sheep," she said. "Except you're still missing something very important. Be right back." Sheepdog looked around. It was true, he could see a little better with his hair pulled up. There was the shed, the apple tree, and the coyote. Coyote! Oh no, look at his ears going up. Sheepdog told him to skedaddle. Sheep returned with some binoculars. "Here you go," she said. "Now you'll be able to keep a sharp eye out for eagles and coyotes." "Now, I don't suppose you have a map under all that hair, do you?" Sheepdog shook his head, no. "Well, you're going to need a map so you won't get lost. Be right back." She danced her way toward the old truck to retrieve a map. Okay, so there's the old truck right there. But what is that? Is that a gap? The dance made her very happy. She closed her eyes, and because her eyes were closed, she couldn't see that. But the sheepdog did. Oh, he's saving her a lot. Sheep kept on dancing. She had some extra fancy moves. Like most of Sheep's dances, this one ended with a bump on the head, but she had meant to do that, really. Sheep fished the map out of the glove box and handed it to Sheepdog. "You're all set. You've got a hair bow so you can see, binoculars to keep an eye out for danger, and a map so you won't get lost." Sheep thought for a moment. "Now all we need are the sheep." She looked around, not a sheep in sight. She borrowed Sheepdog's binoculars, still no sheep. She unfolded the map. Yep, they were definitely in sheep country. "Where are all the sheep?" she asked. "Did you lose them?" There goes his bow. "You're the only sheep," Sheepdog said. Sheep sat down and thought about being only a sheep and not a sheep. And when she thought, she got very still. And when she got still, she got very quiet. Thinking could do that. Finally, Sheepdog spoke. "Maybe you're not a sheep. Maybe you're a dog sheep, and your job is to watch the dog." After a moment, Sheep replied, "Well, of course, I'm a dog sheep." Everyone knows I'm an expert at watching dogs. The end. You see how he's protecting her with the umbrella? Sheepdog and sheep. I hope you guys liked that one. That one was kind of funny. Okay, the next one I have is kind of about sheep. It's about wool that they make into yarn. And this one is called Extra Yarn. It's written by Barnett, illustrated by Jon Klassen, and I'm reading it today with permission from HarperCollins. On a cold afternoon, in a cold little town, where everywhere you looked was either the white of snow or the black of soot from chimneys, Annabelle found a box filled with yarn of every color. Do you see Annabelle there? And there's the box. It's not very colorful in her village, is it? So she went home and knit herself a sweater. And when Annabelle was done, she had some extra yarn. So she knit a sweater for Mars, too. But there was still extra yarn. And when Annabelle and Mars went for a walk, Nate pointed and laughed and said, "You two look ridiculous." "You're just jealous," said Annabelle. "No, I'm not," said Nate. There's Nate right there. But it turned out he was. Do you see him in his sweater and his dog? And even after she'd made a sweater for Nate and his dog, and for herself and for Mars, she still had extra yarn. At school, Annabelle's classmates could not stop talking about her sweater. "Quiet," shouted Mr. Norman. "Quiet, everyone. Annabelle, that sweater of yours is a terrible distraction. I cannot teach with everyone turning around to look at you." "Then I'll knit one for everyone," Annabelle said, "so they don't have to turn around." "Impossible," said Mr. Norman. "You can't." But it turned out she could, and she did. Look at all of them in their colorful sweaters. Even for Mr. Norman. And when she was done, Annabelle still had extra yarn. So she knit sweaters for her mom and dad, and for Mr. Pendleton, and Mrs. Pendleton, and for Dr. Palmer, And for little Louis, she made sweaters for everyone except Mr. Crabtree, who never wore sweaters or even long pants, and who would stand in his shorts with the snow up to his knees. "No sweater for me, thanks," said Mr. Crabtree. So she made Mr. Crabtree a hat. And even then, Annabelle still had extra yarn. She made sweaters for all the dogs and the cats and the other animals too. Soon people thought, soon Annabelle will run out of yarn. But it turned out she didn't. So Annabelle made sweaters for things that didn't even need sweaters. Look at the house and the mailbox. Wow, even the birdhouse. Look at how colorful her village is now. Isn't that pretty? Things began to change in that little town. News spread of this remarkable girl who never ran out of yarn, and people came to visit from around the world to see all the sweaters and to shake Annabelle's hand. There's Annabelle. One day, an archduke who was very fond of clothes sailed across the sea and demanded to see Annabelle. There he is right there. "Little girl," said the archduke, "I would like to buy that miraculous box of yarn, and I'm willing to offer you $1 million. "No, thank you," said Annabelle, who was knitting a sweater for a pickup truck. The archduke's mustache twitched. $2 million, he said. Annabelle shook her head. "No, thanks." $10 million, shouted the archduke. "Take it or leave it." "Leave it," said Annabelle. "I won't sell the yarn." And she didn't. So that night, the archduke hired 3 robbers to break into Annabelle's house. Oh no, see the 3 ladders? 1, 2, 3. And they stole the box and took it to the archduke, who set off across the snow and sailed over the sea. There he goes. Back to his castle. The archduke put on his favorite song and sat in his best chair. Then he took out the box and he lifted its lid and he looked inside. What's inside? It's empty. His mustache quivered, it shivered, it trembled. The archduke hurled the box out the window and shouted, "Little girl, I curse you with my family's curse. You will never be happy again." Well, there's the box. It lands on a chunk of ice, and it looks like it's floating across the sea. And there's Annabelle, and she finds it again. Look at that. So the archduke told her she would never be happy again. It turned out she was. The end. Oh, that was a fun book. All right. I have a new song for you guys today, and it's about sheep and wool and yarn, and it's called Baa Baa Black Sheep. And I'm going to teach you the sign language to go along with it, okay? Let's talk through it once so I can go over the signs, and then we'll sing it, okay? So it goes Baa Baa Black Sheep, and this is the sign for black. And the sign for sheep, you hold out your arm like you're holding a sheep, and you put this hand into scissors, and you pretend that you're shearing off its wool. So black sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir, yes, sir. This is the sign for yes. Yes, sir, yes, sir. 3 bags full. 1 for the master, and you're pretending to doff your hat or tip your hat. And that means master or boy or man. One for the dame, you just run your thumb down your cheek, and one for the little lad who lives down the lane. And this is the sign for lane. Do you think we could sing it together? Okay, let's try. I'll go really slow. Okay, here we go. Ba, ba, black sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir, 3 bags full. One for the master and one for the dame. One for the little lad who lives down the lane. Ba, ba, black sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir, 3 bags full. Did you like that one? You can practice the signs more at home, and then you'll be able to sing it really fast and know a few signs. It's been so fun signing and singing with you guys. I have one more book to read to you guys today. And this one isn't about sheep, but it's about some more farmyard animals. It's about 3 silly cows. And it's called, Is Everyone Ready for Fun? And this is written and illustrated by Jan Thomas. And I'm reading it today with permission from Simon and Schuster. Okay, here's the first page. Plop! 1, 2, 3 cows on a red couch. There's also a chicken in this book, in this story. Is everyone ready for fun? It's time to jump up and down, up and down. Let's all jump up and down on chicken sofa. Whoa, does the chicken look too happy about that? No. Wait a minute, there's no jumping on my sofa. Oh, okay, chicken. We won't jump on your sofa anymore. Is everyone ready for more fun? More fun, says the chicken. It's time to, dance back and forth, back and forth. Let's all dance back and forth on chicken sofa. There's chicken. Wait, what are you doing now? You said not to jump on your sofa. We weren't jumping. Is everyone ready for even more fun? No more fun, says chicken. It's time to wiggle to and fro, to and fro. Let's all wiggle to and fro on chicken sofa. There's chicken. Oh, that poor sofa. Enough! There will be no more jumping, dancing, or wiggling on my sofa. Then there's only one thing left for us to do. What do you think that is going to be? Is everyone ready? Poor chicken. It's time to nap. And they're all taking a nap. Napping on my sofa? Yes, says the cow. Good idea, says the chicken. And there's the chicken. They're all taking a nice little nap. The end. Is everyone ready for fun? That's a funny book. Loved it. All right, thank you for joining me today, guys. I have so much fun reading and singing with you. Let's sing our goodbye song now, all right? And let's do the signs as well. Okay, here we go. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. It's time to say goodbye. Goodbye, everyone. I'll see you next time.